Okay. Welcome to our IX Global training call that we're going to be doing tonight. We're very honored and fortunate to have a gentleman, Mr. Hugo, who is going to come on, and he's going to share with you what's the new updates and what we should be doing. Before he does that, I'm going to go ahead and read what was already placed in the things that we should be doing. So I'm going to read some of this. Ozzy put this in IX Global Avengers, and I also put it over into I already put it over into passive income again. So I hope everyone has gone through the process of converting their licenses to NFTs on the Xnos platform. Please review the message in your debt box platform. The videos and information for that that the leaders have shared and sent recently, and also those company announcements have been sent as well. Do it as quickly as possible to receive the incentives that debt is giving the community for its anniversary month. If you have any questions, let us know. Take advantage of the incredible incentives that debt is giving away. Yesterday, I received 5 free licenses for simply doing the process, and I'll be receiving more today. It's a limited time until stock runs out. Number 1, connect to the global call today every Wednesday and make sure you get this message passed along. So let me read what you have to do. In light of last week's announcement requiring all licenses to be minted as NFTs by December 1st, here is the step-by-step on how to mint your license. Read this message inside of your DebtBox app. So here's what you need to know. Since none of the dev team in the United States was paid during the trial, Dubai is playing catch up. They have deemed all projects as officially sold out. This allows them to be all licensed to be converted to NFTs and move to the launch layer 1. All license holders must convert to an NFT by December 1st. There is a $25 fee per conversion. They're offering incentives to do this over the next 7 days. There's no more hosting fees will be required on layer 1. No more licenses will be sold in the US. Future project buyers will have to prove that they're outside of the US. More news or updates are coming on this later in the month. After converting to NFT nodes, we'll continue to mine as usual. All license holders must withdraw. This is important. All tokens from the piggy bank to your personal wallet by December 1st. Updated items below. You will also receive 1 license and 22 micronodes for each project you mint over the next few days. Cannot choose which license will be given. There's a limited supply. First come, first serve. You must maximize the free license given to you if you spread out the minting and do 1 of each project each day. Well, obviously, guys, this is the 18th of the month. So depending on how many licenses you have, if you do 1 per day, we're going to, you're going to be getting 1 license and 22 micros. And I'm going to let Mr. Hugo, he's going to walk me through doing it so you guys can see. But there's also the YouTube video is right there. I put it in passive income as well as it's in at IX Global Avengers on step-by-step how to do it. But he's going to walk me through it. You guys can answer any questions. The main 2 things I want you to take away, if you have a permanent license, please mint it to an NFT. And if you have, before you had rentals, you had micronodes, any of those that gave you tokens, you want to take those tokens out of your piggy bank. As you guys are aware, the SEC was trying to come after them, saying that they thought it was a security. Of course, they won the first leg of this, but in the meantime, they're just going to take this project and do a few other things. For those that don't know, IX Global is moving forward, has some incredible products and services right now. And again, please just go to their official YouTube channel and start watching and catching up on what it is that you have your hands on, because they do have some really exciting new things going with this dream trips and all this, a lot of other things. But for right now, today's is going to be about minting our licenses and getting these free. And I'm gonna let Hugo tell you what he's been doing and how many he's already received over this last few weeks. or a couple of days. And so I'm going to let him take it over from there. Okay. Hugo, it's all up to you, sir. I'm going to make you also a co-host. You can share anyway, but I'm going to just make you a co-host so that you can do your thing.
Awesome.
Are you there, Hugo?
Awesome. I'm just, like everybody else, I'm an investor, within the project, just trying to, do what's necessary to maintain. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
You're cutting in and out, sir.
Can you hear me?
Going in.
Or am I?
Yes, we can hear you, but you were cutting in and out there. Hear you, but you were cutting in and out there.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
Awesome. Like I was saying earlier, I'm just just a regular investor, no guru in the project, just trying to make sure to keep up, and sometimes it's a lot. This news or this information on November 3rd. If you go into Dead, you'll see under news on the 3rd that they were explaining not only in the Telegram but also on the news posting that on the 3rd that they were making changes. If you scroll to November the 9th in the actual newsletter in the back office, it explains and shows exactly what licenses at what dates and times we were to receive at the beginning of the month. Now it's gone to kind of that first come first serve basis, meaning that they're just airdropping whatever license into your account as a standard perpetual license, and then also airdropping into your account just various micronodes across the board on every account. So do you mind if I share my screen real quick?
Of course, go for it.
Marshonda, can I share my screen?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's just saying sharing.
Is it just black right now?
Yes, it's just black right now. Says has started sharing screen. And your audio is still kind of choppy. Is my audio clear to you guys?
Yes. Yeah, it's very clear. His is the one that's choppy.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Can you see?
Hugo, can you go out and come back in, because we're not seeing your screen is not sharing and your audio is kind of choppy, sir.
Try again. Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. I've got too many windows open. Hold on. Doing some other stuff. There we go. All right, let me try it again. Sorry about that, everybody. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So November the 3rd, they're going into an explanation about in their newsletter all the things that Marshana was talking about And it looks like that they're going to be called DCH, and they're going to be based in Dubai. So this newsletter is kind of important because it's going to give us some important updates about their plans, just everything that she had said via the Telegram. But this is a little bit more in detail about, I guess, a little more detailed about what they intend to do and their announcement for omitting all of these perpetual licenses, by December the 1st. And then if we scroll up into the newsletter up to November the 9th, what's interesting on the 9th was they went into, at the beginning of the month, they were telling us what the standard licenses that they were going to airdrop on what specific dates. Like for example, they was going to airdrop black gold, which is amazing, and also micro debt mini licenses, which was amazing. So I know that stuff has passed. I really wasn't even a part of that either with those airdrops, but I um, kind of started my journey, with this information to see, how true that was right around the 11th, the 12th ish, for this week. And in the process of figuring out and taking a look at exactly what was expected of us, um, if you read the information in detail, there's explaining that for every project that you mint per cycle, and remember, we're under a 24-hour cycle. So starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, for every project that you mint, you get one airdrop random license and you get 22 micro licenses airdropped into your account. So that was extremely powerful. And where I was like, wow, and the projects have to be different projects. You can have a one license that's a rev, one license that's a DCM, one license that's a drip. And each of those, when you pay that $25 fee to mint it, you can go through the process to receive that airdrop of that one standard license and then the three micros. And what I was basically telling Marshonda earlier is that this is extremely powerful because it gives us the ability um, to, at least for this time being, for the rest of the month, to get as many standards and as many micros as possible. From my understanding, the standards have to be minted, which will be eventually turned into NFTs, which we could eventually on the next layer be able to sell those. But the other piece is that the micros will continue to mine, right? So they're not going to be turned into NFTs. So if you do have a number of micros, and remember, 100 micros equals one standard license. But by just having that continuously, continue to mine with the NFTs, it really puts you in a position that whatever opportunities are afforded to us as a community, we're still in that game as far as being able to either sell our NFTs and be able to buy new products with that, or maybe they'll have something as an option to have us, trade it. I don't know. But I just think as a community, we just need to be in a stronger position on this particular platform as far as being able to make some moves when they go into changing from one layer to the other. Are there any questions about this so far?
Go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. So I'm not seeing the list, so I can't call on you. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question.
No questions so far.
Okay.
Awesome. So my main advice is we got to stay up on the newsletters, and the same thing with Telegram. As they're going through their proceedings, it looks like, I've never heard, and this is another key thing, a company being able to um, defeat the SEC or be in the process of defeating the SEC, by having these accusations presented to them. So this could be very unprecedented in where that a platform like this, court-wise, can really set the mainstream in the future for future companies, to come into, dealing with crypto. So I think this is huge, news as they're making their progress. The other thing I just wanted to show you guys, as far as when you go in to try to mint your product, you're doing that essentially, from the wallets platform. So I was just in news. I went to wallets, and then there's a button. You'll have two buttons, and there'll be a button when you first go in there to look at to create or do your NFTs. You can click on that specific button to do just that. And when you go into this window, when you get to this platform, you can go into any one of these different products as long as you have a standard license and you can mint it. Now you'll notice that there are no NFTs, there are no unclaimed NFTs. I have none of that because when you go through the process to mint any one of these, you'll notice that I've already gone through the process. I've minted this one 2 hours ago. And I'm in that cycle. So from at 7 o'clock, just after 7 o'clock, I went ahead and I had minted this. And this is in the process of airdropping a one license and then the 22 micros, right? And it has 24 hours. According to this statement, it says you will also receive one standard license for each project you successfully minted today within 24 hours. And licenses will vary while supplies last. So I thought that was powerful. When I had my two licenses, I started out with an actual Bev license, and I also started out with a Blocks license. And those licenses, let me think. I think each one was roughly $1,500 that I paid to acquire those licenses. But as I was telling Marshawn, and you think about this, when you go through the process to mint, and when you mint your actual license, they give you a number of options to choose from, to basically pay for the actual mint. And we know it's $25 for every time that you go through the process to mint. Let me go back for 1 second and see if I have any more in here, and I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. So when I go in to try to mint, I can choose any one of those licenses. I can go ahead and check off these acknowledged statements, right? And these acknowledged statements are just, for example, I'm going to acknowledge that I have my mnemonic phrase backup in the safe and secure place, and it's accessible to me. So when I read that, that was very interesting. And then when I went into Telegram and I was reading through Telegram, another key point, when they go from this layer that they're talking about to this new layer after December 1st, my guess is that you're not going to have access to your debt wallet. You're going to have that mnemonic phrase, those 12 statements, or excuse me, 12 words to regain access to your debt wallet. So it's very, very important for us to make sure that we have that on hand, because it may happen in where that you're not going to be able to gain access to that debt wallet unless you have that mnemonic phrase, handy to get back into your debt wallet once they change from one layer to the next. Are there any questions to that?
No, but I do know that there's a couple of people who don't, for whatever reason, don't have their mnemonic phrase for their backup.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you know what they need to do to get it?
I'm not 100% sure. I would suggest contacting their help desk to find out what you can do in order to regain that access. I think that's going to be important, and they're putting these acknowledgments in that you understand these different things. So it's important to read through that and to understand each of these different acknowledgments. But I'm not 100% sure what they should do. I think that my first step would be going into the back office and trying to contact debt and then explaining the situation to them, and then seeing whether or not they can, assist with that information.
Okay, no worries with that. For those that are on here who do have their mnemonic phrase, again, I highly recommend that you take those 12 words, your mnemonic phrase is your 12 words, and import it into your Trust wallet as a separate wallet inside of Trust. And a while ago, if you go back to passive income, I put all of the every single token address, contract address, I put it inside of the passive income. Add those token wallet, those contract addresses to your Trust wallet, and you'll have a mimic copy of this wallet, so you don't have to worry when they take it over to wherever. If you put it in your Trust, you have those 12 words. You can always get to your 12 words. So definitely do that, and we can add all of those tokens into that, into your Trust wallet, so you have every token in there, all of that. Your debt wallet is cloned inside of your Trust. If you don't know how to do that, please come to the help desk. Will not be any help desk tomorrow, but it'll be on Monday. Come to the help desk and I can help you on Monday with that. Okay, did you want me to go? Go ahead.
What time will the help desk be on Monday?
I don't know yet. Usually it's at 12 noon.
Okay. That's a very good point, Ms. Shonda, and where that we have to be, very, very with this new fruit that we're getting, as far as mining these tokens, we definitely need to make sure that we back things up. We don't know when it will take off, and how well it will do, over time. So I think it's a very strong product that in time, it can pay things, off. But I think, as she had stated, we definitely need to make sure that we keep track of our mnemonic phrase, if you do have that information, and also to back up your information via into the Trust wallet. At the very bottom, it also speaks on, I acknowledge that there is a non-refundable fee associated with minting the NFTs. So when you mint your NFT, there's a $25 fee in order to do that. So if I go through and I choose and I acknowledge each of these different things to mint this particular license, if I was to do that, right, I'm going to, only option as far as actual method of payment is via tokens. And then they've given us a selection of all the different tokens, right? So if you're trying to mint a Rev, you can use your Rev tokens as long as you have an equivalent of $25 of Rev tokens. You can use those tokens in order to go ahead and mint it, right? Which eventually would turn into an NFT. Me personally, I wouldn't suggest that, because remember, the name of the game is collecting as many tokens as possible and keeping that for tomorrow, right? So what I've been doing is I experimented with my debt tokens. I did that at first, which was on one mint, and it works. And then I went from there. I went into using my USDT and my BNB. So these are the only two that I'm really touching into in order to mint these standard licenses. And I'm trying to save my tokens in each of these other platforms. So that way, over time, it will generate, what I'm looking for, instead of, losing out on my token accumulation. Um, any questions to that?
Yes, I have one question.
Yes,
Should
ma'am.
we in fact go to rewards first and dump all of our tokens out as they asked us to, out of our piggy bank first? And then people may end up having tokens that they could use if they needed to use them from what they have. I mean, I agree with you. I'm
Yes.
only going to use USDT and BNB for mine as well.
Yeah.
But
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
should they can you go back to well, go ahead, you can finish this, but we'll go back and show them how, because some people don't have permanent licenses. They didn't buy them. They might have only did rentals before, so they might just have them in their piggy bank. So maybe we'll go back and show them how to do that.
Yeah, I started with just rentals, and then I could only afford to get, like I said, a couple standard licenses. The rentals was a huge help in as far as token accumulation. But strategy wise, I'm only doing USDT and BNB, which is still coming out of my wallet, my personal wallet. That's a great suggestion in taking the tokens if you do have that in your piggy bank and putting that into your debt wallet, and then you can go through and see, what you want to go ahead and withdraw as long as it's up to 25 in value to go ahead and have that process. But like for example, if I did a NatG, we know that the cost of NatG is like 4 zeros and a 7 right now, or 4 zeros and an 8. So you can imagine that would be $25 will be probably a couple million tokens, right? So for me, strategy wise, the USDT and the BNB is definitely a go. Yes, I'm spending, some more of my money, but I'm looking at the bigger picture as far as what I'm getting. Remember, I'm getting one standard license and 22 micros per mint. So in my mind, that translates to 23 licenses, right? And the value of that, as far as expense out, is in comparison to what I paid for my original standard license, I'm only paying $1 and some change. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm willing to spend that 25 in order to get 23 licenses in return. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean? Based on what we had originally paid for some of these standard licenses, and everything. Now, as far as standard licenses, as I said before, the airdrop is going to drop whichever one of these, from debt to micro debt, excuse me, to black gold to NatG to grow. Even though um, black gold and NatG, remember they said that they were sold out, right? As far as being able to buy licenses. But yesterday, I went ahead and I said, well, let me go ahead and mint and see what the airdrop is going to be. And I got an airdrop of a NatG, which I was surprised about that, right? Because I thought they were all sold out. But for whatever reason, they're dropping that in, right? As a standard license, not a micro, as a standard license. So that was powerful, and where then I'm like, well, shoot, I can go ahead and turn this into an NFT and be able to sell this one day, right, in their new platform. So I think, in my personal opinion, we're still right in the game and where that we can go through the process to get standard licenses, and also get micros, to put ourselves in a strong position before the end of the month.
Okay, so the next question is, since you got these new licenses, are they minting tokens that you're seeing that you're getting more tokens than you normally would have?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I thought we read that, but I just wanted to make sure, because I'm sure that's what some people are saying, because like, I bought a whole bunch of them and I want to, make
Up
sure.
until the 1st of December.
Okay.
So I'll say November the 30th to be safe. So remember, those standard licenses will continue to mine, but the expectation is for every one of those to be minted as an NFT, to begin that process to be minted as an NFT. So a lot of individuals, were saying, okay, well, it takes 14 days for it to mint, for it to turn into an NFT before the 1st. But people are still, if you go into Telegram, into debt tokenomics, they're still talking and they're still strategizing, even now today, in minting their standard tokens in order to get that airdrop of that one standard license, and then a perpetual license, and then the 22 micro. So they're still doing it. So they're not thinking the 14 days of converting the license to a mint is going to be up on the 1st. That's going to continue into the month of December. The last day is scheduled out is November the 30th, prior to the 1st, and where that you can mint your licenses. Now,
Okay.
this is something that I'm not 100% sure on, that maybe our uplines will know that if we don't mint these, will they still go through the process to mine tokens? And I'm talking about the standard license. And that's a question that our uplines can get in contact with somebody who's heavier into tokenomics that can try to answer that question. Or based on the reading, from my understanding, they're saying every one of these standard licenses have to be minted. Or will they not work again, or will they not work? So that's a question I push back to you, Marshanda, to see if you can find out some more info on that.
Well, no, they asked us to get them done, so that's it. We're getting them done. That's that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back and forth. They asked us to do something, we're going to do it.
Get
And
it
for
done.
those that are not paying attention, that's everybody has to mind their own business.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's it.
Got
That's it. They asked us to do it. We're going to do it. That's why we had this emergency meeting tonight. Okay, so
Gotcha.
go ahead. So next thing, you're going to use USDT to pay for this.
Yeah, I can go in. I'm going to mint one. I can, like I said, do my acknowledgments, continue my tokens. I'm going to use USDT, right? And then this is my balance of my USDT. And then this is my mint fee of $25, right?
Okay.
So they're going to ask for your your regular passcode that you normally get in to debt box. And then I have my two-factor, authentication, excuse me. Make sure that when you're doing business with debt, personal opinion, anything, you're always doing two-factor authentication, so that every single time that you log in, that you're putting in that code straight from your phone, and you control that, and that keeps your account from being, not 100%, but I mean, it keeps it from being hacked and where somebody can actually draw out your tokens. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so this is the power of what I was saying with your licenses. Does everybody see that on the screen?
Yep.
So what I've been doing is that I've been doing this process over the course of 4 or 5 days. And in the process of 4 or 5 days, I've been able to generate this many licenses. Right now, I don't have any standard. This is all micro, but I mean, even with the micro, you can see that it's generating something in black gold. Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then in licenses, you can come down and you can come around to be able to see how many licenses did I have. When I started out, I only had 2, right? 2 standard licenses. Me doing this, I've been able to create and have 20 so far. And this is in the new cycle, right? So in the new cycle, you can see each project, and every project you have the ability to mint, right? So right now, from 2 licenses or 2 projects, I've been able to accumulate licenses in 5, right? Which gives me the option and the ability to mint 7 licenses per cycle. Some people have all 12. So you can imagine the numbers if you multiply that from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, what some individuals are basically doing, right? So it's extremely powerful as far as how the numbers can generate very, very quickly, from one cycle to the next. Any questions about that?
Yes, I have a question on the cycle. So we're saying, because now, like, if you look at mine, I have at least one of all of them. The debt, I have one of all of them, except
Yeah.
for DCM. I didn't get that one, and Drip,
Yeah.
I don't have that one because those are the last 2 new ones. So the
Yeah.
question that I have is when you say a cycle, should I be doing like all of mine in one day, and then the next day do them all of them again, or just one a day, like I was reading that thing?
No. So like what I've been doing strategy wise is that I've been doing 7 licenses per day.
per day? Okay.
So
Okay.
that
That's what,
means I'm going to get an airdrop of a standard license 7 times. So right now, this is yesterday, 20 licenses. Before the end of the cycle, this will turn to 27. Does everybody
okay.
follow me on that?
Got it.
Right? And then they're going to airdrop me 22 micros per project.
Okay.
So if
So
I
then go over to your micros and let's see that list.
right now my micros are at 545 micros.
Wow. Okay.
So
So
basically between
we're a week behind on this. So we need to get rocking and rolling, as you would say.
yeah,
Uh,
there's no doubt because there's money to be made, and every one of us can make that money. We just have to, make sure over the next 5 days, if you have one standard license, begin the process, it's going to airdrop you something different, right? Eventually, it's going to airdrop you something different. Like at one point, I was just getting, let me go back into my licenses. At one point, I was just getting, um, just Rev, right? Then I got an airdrop for a DCM, which is a different product. Then I got an airdrop for a drip. Then I got an airdrop for an Explorer. I never had that. Then I got an airdrop for a Nat G. So then I said, man, this is crazy. Some people, if you read in there, they're getting black gold. They're getting micro debt licenses.
okay.
So it's it's awesome. It's an incredible
Should
process that you can build on your stuff fairly quickly. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I was not trying to talk over you. I was just going to say, because I don't, you know me, I like for our Zoom calls to be less than an hour. And I wanted to see, should we go ahead and do one live with them? And then can you go back to the reward? So if you never had a perpetual license, the main thing that you want to do is go to rewards and you want to take out money out of your piggy bank. So what that means is going here to rewards and then clicking on each of your projects. And if you have money there, they want you to have it all out of there by December 1st. So you have to come here and go to withdraw and withdraw it into your, they want you to take this money out. See how he has 18,596. They want you to hit withdraw and put it into your, into your own debt wallet. Now, again, remember what I said. I want you to make sure that you have your Debtbox wallet cloned inside of your Trust wallet. So all that means is take your 12 words, go to your Trust wallet and import a wallet. Put the numbers over there, and then you can add all these tokens there.
Right.
So
Now
again, I
this is the
already listed all of the addresses in passive income. So you can just add those tokens in there in your Trust wallet.
right.
But
Now
they want
look at
this
these.
money out of here. So if you never had a perpetual license, all the other stuff we're telling you about minting your NFTs, you don't have to do that part, but you do need to come over here and get that out of here. Okay.
Now this is it's in my personal opinion, it looks a little bit cleaner, easier on the app.
Yeah.
Um,
I would definitely do this part on the app, but because you were doing this here, I can show them this.
can I mention something real quick?
Yes.
Notice that you need at least $1 to withdraw, right? So they've changed that. Remember the old withdrawal? I think it was like $250 or something like that. So
250, then they went down to
yeah,
150.
now it's at $1 to withdraw. So anything in this mining balance over $1, you can withdraw that. Strategy wise, a lot of people are waiting until the 30th. Remember, that makes a lot of sense in where that you can you can withdraw them on the 29th, the 30th, all at one time on the withdrawal.
But
So
don't wait to that 30th and then you forget your
right,
passwords. You don't have this, you don't have
right,
that. I would prefer for you to at least try to do it by the 29th, because
right,
if you some hiccup happens, then all this money is going to be gone because they're going to a whole nother blockchain, right?
right.
So I'm really not trying to wait around. I'm going to go ahead and show them the app because I have it open. So I'm going to
Yes,
share my
ma'am.
screen. Did you have something else you wanted to share there?
My main thing is just us to be, proactive, and let each other, know what's going on. Because when the SEC hit on this particular platform, I kind of just was quiet also. And then, I was just checking Telegram. Um, and
Now this is very interesting, guys,
Yeah.
because the fact of the matter is I took all of my tokens out a while ago and I haven't been in here in a minute. And you can see all of these tokens are going back up. This debt wallet, which is it's just interesting. All of that time, I really only had $31.
right,
See that where it says wallet balance? Because I took the money out and I
right,
only had $31. Now I haven't even been in here for a couple of months. And now all of a sudden I have $863.
right,
That's kind of so I know we were all you know set back. I mean, just this is only us because it's family here. I mean, literally I put $80,000 because I got this money from my 401k stuff into this project. And so
right,
to see that go down to like $4,000 was a shock. And so many of us started just, how we do, we just go on, we get busy with something else. And then look, this is amazing that I only had $31 from all that time to now have $863. So
right,
I'm not waiting until the whatever day that is. This is a perpetual license that I have on debt. It was like $15,000 just for this one. You can see it right there. So what you would do if you have money in here, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna withdraw it from here. So I'm gonna how do I do this? There's a withdraw button somewhere. Where? Go back out one. Yeah, it's not. I don't see it here anymore. There's a withdraw button like right on the top. I don't see it here in the
Yeah, I went in.
you know where they put the button at?
I think they moved it.
They moved it to where? Or do I have to do it in the app? Maybe
no, you don't have to. You can do it on the web page, but the app was a cleaner look.
yeah, the
And
app, they had it like right here at the top where you can take
right,
the money. Okay, no worries. Let me go I have it open on both, so no big deal. Maybe that's why it's not there because I have it open on my other thing too. Let
yeah,
me go to here. Yeah, because that's kind of like, how can I go from $31 to one? That's insane.
I hear the sound.
Yes, we can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was on there like a week ago, and the same thing. They removed the withdrawal button, and I went on
okay,
for the last 2 or 3 days, and it's no longer there.
On the app.
Correct.
Okay, so then you just got to come in here, guys, and do it it's absolutely right here because I'm you guys are seeing I'm on the web version. Just to make sure that you're at ixglobal.thedebtbox.com.
right,
You know that there was a fake site out there. Everybody knows already that
yeah,
looked exactly like this, but it was not IX. It was spelt wrong. The debt box was spelled wrong, but people were going there, putting their password in, and guess what? All of their tokens were gone. It happened to somebody on our team, and the person is angry at us because they went to the wrong place and gave somebody their password. So you just go in here and you hit withdraw, just like what he showed you. And, you know, it's going to tell you that, you know, this is a fee. Obviously, it'd be nice if we were at the beginning of the quarter because that's a free day, but it's not free. So you can come in here and then put your password and your 6-factor authenticator in here. And then you can, it'll come out, you know, it'll ask you and it'll come out and it'll be in your actual wallet. And so for those that I just shared with you, to clone your wallet, so you should clone your wallet. And I cloned mine in my trust wallet. So the same thing that I see in here once I take the money. But now that now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe I should wait on that part, but I still need to mint these. So that's more important right now for me because I have a lot of perpetual licenses. So we need to mint them, right? And so, but for those of you who don't, just make sure you do that. Take all those tokens out, put it into your wallet. Make sure you clone your wallet over to your trust wallet. So now you have it. It doesn't matter what Debtbox does. It doesn't matter what platform they go to. You have your own wallet inside of your trust wallet. That's my most important thing. Those are 3 things that we want to make sure you guys do. Clone your wallet. Do your take your tokens out of the piggy bank, which is out of the rewards, by just going there. And if you're gonna see, come to the one on the website. Obviously, it's the one that's working right now. I don't know why it didn't say that on there. And then just hit withdraw. Put your 2-factor authenticator in and your password, and just withdraw those tokens into your wallet. Now they're in your wallet. You can do whatever you want to do. You can then go back to the app and swap them out. So that's what's good about the app. I'm going to show you guys that. Need to go back to sharing over here. Share. The app is where you want to swap tokens. So I have some tokens in my wallet already. So I'm going to show you guys that. Be interesting. I really believe we're getting, you know, set up for a big comeback in some of these projects. So with that being said, look at this black gold 655. I took money out of that already. So that's interesting. Huh? Okay. So with that being said, you guys can see in here, I already have, see, I told you I took $31 of debt out. That's what my tokens were worth back then, $31. Gosh, and it's $600 right now. That's insane. Okay, so this Bev one is $130. When you get it on the app, right, you can come here and you can swap. I'm trying to push it on the phone. You can swap any token. So if I wanted to swap Bev for USD, I can do Tether USDT. And I can swap it and I can say max and it'll tell me how much I'm going to get. I'm going to get 115. Okay. So that's just the fee that goes with it. You can approve it and boom, it's going to take those tokens and give you USDT. So it's best to do the swapping in the app, but the taking down of the tokens, obviously, we just saw that we didn't see any withdrawal button here. It used to be right here at the top. I don't know, in the app, it's not there. So just do that part on the phone, do that on the, go ahead and do that in the, on the computer.
Right.
So with that being said, guys, we are at 6 minutes. I want to make sure I leave time for you guys to ask some questions. And the whole minting